Oh, hello viewers, hiding under your blankets. If I'm not mistaken, you're probably snuggled under your blankets right now. Not asleep yet at this hour? Well, watch Wilderness Home Building to Distress. It's easier to fall asleep than counting sheep. Quick, grab that phone with 53% battery. Listen to the wild man tell a bedtime story here. A man walked into the forest, breaking the silence. It was also when he cut himself off from Wi-Fi. Before him, there wasn't an empty plot of land. Instead, it was a stage, meticulously carved by nature. Sounds fancy, huh? The dialogue between man and forest is about to begin right here. Roman, an office worker who had laid still too long, was tired of the repetitive 9-to-5 routine. That's enough. So today, he was determined to find a quiet place and build his dream home. Live a simple life, just like in the movies. Luckily, the soil was very soft and porous. Without much effort, he dug a shallow hole. Consider the foundation done for the upcoming project of the century. He intended to keep working, but it got dark. He had to quickly make a temporary shelter first. Between some trees, he strung a rope, set up a tarp, and just like that, a fancy shelter was ready, blocking rain and wind. He'd figure out the rest tomorrow. Time to sleep. This semi-underground bunker, of course, needs to be built with wood. He wandered around to pick some good logs. Just peeling the bark isn't enough. Who's got time for that? For this shelter to last, the wood must be charred. So, he lit a fire, propped up the ground, and grilled the wood to cook it thoroughly. After this step, moisture or pests wouldn't dare bother it. He buried the treated logs in the ground. The soil here is as soft as bean dregs. Isn't it scary? He had to choose very sturdy wood. As you can see, it needs a sturdy frame. Only then can you dare to sleep inside. Otherwise, it'd be a joke. And so, step by step, Roman's villa slowly took shape. They say, sharpening the axe doesn't delay chopping wood. And this guy understands it completely. Once the axe was shining, he charged into the forest like he was seeking revenge. He needed a lot of wood to build his small, warm home. These logs, they might look like nothing, but they're heavier than my girlfriend's shopping bag. But with his bulging muscles, he still carried them back to the shelter. These logs will soon become a masterpiece. And then they'll turn into sturdy walls. Moisture-proof. The black tarp will take care of it. Other miscellaneous tasks. This old man can handle it all. And so, chopping wood, carrying it back, building, repeating over and over like a robot. The walls also grew taller. Just looking at it, you already feel safe. Like, oh, thankfully, I'm not the one doing it. The amount of sand dug out earlier finally found a use. He stuffed it all into the wall gaps. Like reinforcing the foundation, it had to be as solid as a rock. For this house to stand firm in this wild forest, what's there to be afraid of? The clanging sounds echoed throughout the forest. Small wooden planks were arranged one by one. Installing this roof seemed easier. Before long, MT Bon, Mine Na, GGGC, KKN, MIT. The other side just needed to be done exactly the same. And so this topping out project was practically almost finished. But wait. The waterproofing he did was quite crude. A huge tarp was draped directly over the roof. Then he covered it with another layer of lush green moss. From a distance, this small house looked like it was wearing a green conical hat. No matter how much it rained or stormed, he would still be dry inside the house. Truly amazing. The remaining work was mainly decorating the facade and interior. The important thing is, if getting home feels like conquering Everest, forget it. Otherwise, every time he came home, and it felt like climbing mountains and crossing passes, oh no. So, he dug a hole in front of the door. Now the entrance is spacious and open, like a highway. Next, he put all his effort into making the wooden floor. It had to be solid, natural wood, just like those Green Living advertisements. The planks looked both sturdy and luxurious. But just the preparation phase alone already made him feel like his back was breaking. The wooden floor was finished. Now it was time for the entrance wall. With his previous jack-of-all-trades experience, these tasks were easy game, or so he thought. After days of relentless grinding, Roman had taken a big step forward on his journey to move into his dream home. Even though he was utterly exhausted, he swore it was still better than sitting idly in an office revising unrealistic plans. The trees in the forest remained silent. Roman, meanwhile, was toiling like an apprentice ninja. All large holes at the front and back of the house were sealed by him. Not even small cracks in the rock escaped. Everything was filled with moss and lichen. The Luan, Mugi Muan, Vienna, Kungfi, XCP, Hang NPP, Hun. Whenever he got too tired, Roman would pause thoughtfully, like, so this is life. Leaving that concrete city, throwing himself into these mountains and forests, he found his soul to be unusually calm. Or, more accurately, he ran out of money for a return ticket. Then, a genius idea suddenly popped into his head. Reuse the excavated soil. Cover it with moss to make it invisible in the forest. Anyone who didn't know would think, did this house grow out of the trees? Seeing his success, he smiled to himself, muttering, I truly am a brilliant architect. Seeing his genius maneuver succeed, Roman was overjoyed. But life isn't always a dream. While chilling, snow started pouring down. The entire forest became the stage for a wild version of Frozen. Roman stood there, dumbfounded. Like, wait, who allowed it to snow now? Especially with the house still wide open. Oh no. Better install the door quickly, or it'll become a snow house. Snow, it's still falling. Great. Roman, utterly exhausted, finally finished installing the main door. Well, at least now the cold wind isn't blowing directly into his face. The room was still cold. Luckily, there was a small stove, the hero of the day. Thank goodness, the chimney was already there. If he had to make it himself, now he just had to connect the stove to the chimney. Done. In this freezing weather, Roman finally had a warm home. Life was looking up. Firewood, no need to worry about that. The wood scraps from building the house. He could burn them all night and still have leftovers. Classy. The fire crackled. The sound of warmth. Black smoke billowed. Whatever, as long as it's warm. Roman was quick. Fresh chicken blood into the iron pot. After that, he went inside and made a hot cup of tea. Perfect. Life, that's how you live comfortably. The stove fire was still blazing. It was lucky the house hadn't burned down yet. And so night fell. Faster than the internet. Roman, right on time for dinner, cooked again. Diced potatoes, chicken cutlets, fried together. So creative. That's all it takes, as long as he's full. Don't ask for more. Another day passed, still alive. San Mt Gion, Roman Nanra, Itrigi, Sauti the. So he boldly carved out a huge hole. Installed glass, boom, bright as day, truly a professional. Random things, like door handles, a table. Roman had too much time on his hands, so he put his heart into making them. Thought he was done, not yet. He was about to pull off something even bigger. Snow falls, the house entrance is muddy. Roman, unacceptable. So he built another porch, quite professional. Framing, laying wooden planks. Think it's simple. So the small wooden house, boom, became a mini villa. Roman, the real estate mogul. Besides keeping warm, Roman upgraded the house like playing a game. Fixing here and there, patching up everywhere. Yet life was strangely peaceful. Some people love prosperity. Roman, he found tranquility in this small den. Life, there's no standard formula. Peace is home. For me, strong Wi-Fi is home.